So because this is one of the most important probably topics of the chat tonight, did you want to touch lightly on dopamine and these healing and deliverance services, which is kind of funny that Dieter brings up the overacting stimuli there, or just really just hardcore pushing that stimuli. And I don't know if you've ever been to a healing or deliverance service. I'm guessing you're in the South. You've probably either heard of it or been to it. It's kind of like where they go to a place and people that are sick or whatever come forth to the pastor, and he screams and he shazams, fire, fire, Holy Spirit, and people just get healed, and amputees' limbs grow back, and cysts are removed magically, and crazy stuff like that. Would you like to mention that?
Cysts are removed magically. Yeah, that's called being ripped off. And I'm sure it hurts like hell. Well, as far as that goes, I think it's probably a pretty big mixture between dopamine and adrenaline. I know adrenaline has a lot to do with those kind of services, as well as, just the speaker being able to really control the subconscious pretty well. Kind of like there's a TV show called The Mentalist. That gives a pretty good example of this. You can tell a lot of things from somebody's subconscious, and you can make them do things, with their subconscious. And so that's a lot of, or at least as I understand it, that's what a lot of the faith healers or the healings and whatnot that you see are about. When you see Benny Hinn up there on stage and he flings his jacket across the room and everybody falls down mysteriously. It's like a coordinated group effort to like fall down and act like the Lord just smack them with some Jesus. It's really just a very precise interaction with the person's subconscious in order to elicit these reactions and elicit these feelings.
I've always wondered what happens, when they fling their arm and they go, fire, fire, and what happens if there's like a handicapped person or like an elderly disabled person in the front row? Do they like get knocked down and hurt and injured, or what if they're not in the front row? They're like behind people and they get like trampled on. Like what? Am I thinking about this too much?
No, so this is I don't know the name of the video, but I saw like someone doing the laying on hands, like individuals, so you fall backwards afterwards. And this guy was trying to do it to a kid, and the kid was just like, "What the fuck are you doing? Like, you're pushing lightly on my chest. That's not gonna push me over. Stop that. I want to go back to my mom. What are you doing?" And it just shows that you just get into a herd mentality frenzy, and then you just do whatever the hell everyone else is doing. It has nothing to do with magic. It just has to do with psychology. And if you're not in that mindset, then you just think everyone's insane.
Yeah, there's also a video of some guy being like exorcised or faith healed or something, and he's like spazzing out on the ground. And he's like, "Ah," and then his phone rings and he picks it up. He's like, "Hello." And then he's like, "Oh, I gotta go," and then he hangs it up, puts it back in his pocket, and he just looks back up at the preacher. It's like, "Okay, I'm good now. Let me."
Yeah, I think that was somewhere. In Africa, but I'm not sure because I didn't really look into it. But it may have been a scene for a movie or something, so it may not have been legitimate. But yeah, I know what you're talking about, and it was hilarious. And also, I posted the link for Street Fighter Church Edition. That's pretty hilarious as well. And yeah, I mean, if you ask people who used to be in like these Pentecostal churches, or who have gone to these things, these like faith healings, and like who have come out of it, who are now like atheists or whatever, they'll tell you like this speaking in tongues stuff, this falling out in the spirit, and this faith healing and all that is like complete nonsense. Like everybody just gets so emotionally riled up that they just all react. It's like a herd mentality, like Dieter was saying, and it's just like everybody just goes nuts and plays along. And then, but like you were saying, you'll get this kid who's like, "What the hell are you doing? I'm not. Nothing's happening right now." So that just kind of shows you for what it is.